Welcome to By the Books, the podcast helping business owners navigate the complex world of business, tax, and bookkeeping. Now, to the owner and president of Kline, Lindsay Kline.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is Lindsay Kline with Kline, honest, accurate bookkeeping performed on time, and your host of By the Books. I am here with Jeffrey Gonzales of Pay Entry, also known as the Payroll Guru. And I'm just going to keep saying it.
That's who I am. That's my name now. I introduce myself as that now.
Do you really?
Everywhere I go, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. And I feel like I was the catalyst to this whole thing.
You did. You stamped it.
I think I should get commission.
Well, I think you also get the privilege of designing the tattoo. That's how that works, right?
I do?
Well, you named me.
Oh, I love this. Now, do I also get to pick the place the tattoo is going to be put?
I'm going to have to get back to you on that. I haven't reviewed all of the rules on the tattoo issue, but...
I'm thinking a nice, neck or face tattoo.
Just right here, just payroll guru, just all across my throat, from ear to ear.
Have you ever seen that movie, We're the Millers?
Yes.
Where he has the neck tattoo that says no regrets, and it's misspelled.
It's misspelled, right?
And the other guy's like, really? No regrets? Not even
none?
one letter?
Yeah. Exactly. So we'll misspell it on purpose, and it'll be hilarious.
So we have digressed already.
Yeah. We made it 30 seconds that time. Good job.
So Chris is out, my normal co-host today, and I called Jeffrey up to help. So he came in once again on his white horse to come help me. And for this episode, you don't have to do a whole lot because I told him, I said, I just need to rant.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty excited about it too, because I just love rants.
So commitments. This is what I want to talk about today.
Yeah.
Making and keeping commitments. And I want to say this. I appreciate you, Jeffrey, because you keep your commitments. And because of the stuff I'm about to rant about that happened this past week, I value it even so much more. I mean, I always valued that, but I value it in an extra special way this week. So your value has gone up is what I'm trying to say.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Lindsay.
So here's what happened last week.
I'm curious.
So I set up a photo shoot.
Okay.
Because we need some pictures on our website. And if anyone has gotten on our website lately, you have seen it's not done yet.
Okay.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
We had it done and we redid it, but the redo is not quite finished yet. But we went ahead and put it up because it looked better than the old one. Okay. So it's kind of this limbo phase right now. So some of the photos in there are stock photos. They don't look fantastic. So my web designer says, why don't you take some shots of you, your staff, you guys, so people can see you, not just some random model.
Yeah, exactly.
So I get all of this set up. Now, you probably already know this about me, but normally I'm a 5-minute get ready person. If I can't do it in 5 minutes in the morning, it's not going to happen. And most of the 5 minutes is brushing teeth. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's at least a few minutes. So.
So basically, I take no time, and it shows in a lot of my videos. Now, I actually did it today, Jeffrey. I straightened my hair.
You did.
I even did my makeup.
You did. It's all done.
I know. It's a miracle.
This took more than 5 minutes.
It did.
Okay.
It did. So, and I did that because I've looked at my YouTube videos lately and man, I need to put some effort into this, dude. I look like I just rolled out of bed, and I did. So... I put some effort in this morning. I actually set my alarm 30 minutes back, and I did it. So anyway, all this to say, I set for this photo shoot. I set up the photo shoot, and then I set up hair and makeup appointment.
Yeah.
I set nail appointment. The whole 9 yards, right?
Yeah, this is a lot of effort.
This is a lot of effort. I mean, I blocked a day of my calendar to do this.
This is a month of daily preparation for you in one day.
Yes.
Okay.
This is a lot. I'm really building up to this, Jeffrey.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay. So then I talk to my web designer. I tell her, okay, I've got this on the books. Can you come so you can help us coordinate what shots would be good for our website? I coordinate it with my staff. Like, all right, team, we're going to come on this day. You know, who can come? Only one of my employees was available. I'm like, that's fine. We'll have the web designer. We'll, you know, do some group things and whatever. Some headshots, all that good stuff. All right, so day comes. Got the nails done, got the hair done. I even did the eyelash thing.
Oh, really?
I mean,
all done up.
I was all done up. I packed a huge suitcase full of different outfits so we could do outfit changes, right?
Oh, okay.
And not just the clothes. I had the shoes, the belts, the jewelry. I had a whole container full of different jewelry, earrings, necklaces, different color belts, different shoes. Huge, massive, heavy suitcase I brought with me.
When you said photo shoot, you meant photo shoot. Like, this is full preparation.
I was like, I'm doing this one time. And I'm going to make it count.
That's a lot of effort.
Because I don't want to do this again for a really long time. It's a lot of effort. Anyway, I show up at this place, and it's at one of these co-working places where creative professionals, right? Like, what do you call that? It's co-working spaces, right? Yeah, okay. So they have different studios and all kinds of things where you can snap photos. And they have the equipment and all that good stuff. Well, it's on the 3rd floor. And I'm there with my big suitcase. Oh, and I have my bag with my laptop and my tablet and everything because we're going to do all kinds of props, you know, for office look, right?
Okay.
So I am weighed down and done up. I'm trying to figure out how to get to the 3rd floor. I get to the elevator and it's got a sign that says out of order. Like, you've got to be kidding me. Please tell me I am not going to have to walk to the 3rd floor with all this freaking stuff. So I start calling the photographer, trying to figure out, is there any way for me to get up there that does not require me going up 3 flights of stairs with all of this? Gotta be
another elevator here somewhere.
Please. He's not answering the phone. I'm texting. I'm walking around just trying to find any other way to get up there. And I'm not the only one, by the way. I can't even find stairs, by the way.
Oh.
Couldn't find stairs.
So you're just lost.
Couldn't find. Yeah, I'm walking around this place, and I'm not the only one. Other people are walking around like, have you seen the stairs? I'm like, no. So confusing. Yeah. Anyway, finally the photographer calls me back, and he's like, do we have an appointment? Do we have an appointment?
That was his response?
That was his response. Do we have an appointment? No, I'm just randomly texting you, asking you where the elevator and the stairs are. I said, not only do we have an appointment, we have a photo shoot for which I have done hair, makeup, nails, and a suitcase full of stuff that I'm dragging around for changes of clothes. So please tell me that you're available to come do a photo shoot.
First of all, that's terrible.
Yeah.
That's a lot of effort you put into this.
So he says, well, I don't have anything going on this afternoon. I can come up there and do it. Like, oh, how nice of you.
Yes, thank you for fitting me into your busy schedule at our scheduled appointment time.
Yes. He's like, I'll be up there in about 20 minutes. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So he does tell me where another elevator is, though. So thankfully, did not have to walk up the stairs with all of this.
Okay.
So I get up there, and of course, I'm waiting for 20 minutes. Well, prior to this, my employee had already messaged me to tell me that she was not going to be able to make it because of a family situation that had come up. So I knew already that she was not going to be able to come. I'm up there. I'm now waiting for my web designer, who is the last person that's supposed to show up today. She's not there yet. So I texted her and just to kind of let her know how to get up to this place that took me forever to figure out.
Yeah, yeah.
And she messages me back and says, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm all the way across town. I completely forgot. So here I am, all dolled up.
Yeah.
And this whole group that was supposed to be helping me with this, none of them are there. I I had this like really low moment of like, you know, and I'm not normally a depressed or lonely person, but in that moment, I felt very alone.
Yeah.
Like I have planned this. This has been on my calendar. I've been purposely not planning anything today and telling people I had to book other days, all centered around this.
Yeah.
For which no one else could even bother to remember.
Because this is not just one person either. This is
Yeah.
3 or 4
Yeah.
that all at the same time didn't show up.
Yes. I felt very alone. I just had this like really down moment. Like,
Yeah.
no one cares. Just like one of those, that donkey from Shrek. I was just thinking of his song, All Alone. Nobody cares. That's how I felt. I was like, this sucks.
Yeah. I know. But I mean, so that was commitments, though. Those were a lot of commitments.
And here's what I appreciate about you, Jeffrey, because you and I, like, we've done several things together. Not only podcasts, you're doing my payroll now, you're doing payroll for some of my clients now, and then now we're talking about business endeavors we want to do together.
Yeah, we work together a lot.
No matter what we're working on, I can count on you to get it done.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm a big commitment person. If I make a commitment, come hell or high water, I am going to keep that commitment, which is why I'm really careful what I commit to, because I know once I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I don't care if a better offer comes along. I don't care. I'm going to do it. So I'm big on that.
Yeah.
So you, though, make me feel like I'm kind of slipping up on the commitments, because you and I came up with a to-do list of
goodness.
like what I'm going to do this week and what you're going to do this week. And Jeffrey, you did both. Because here's the thing, not only will you do it, but you're like super prepared, like in advance. And that's not how I operate. You know this.
Yeah.
I am that needs to get done on the fly kind of, you know, so I'll get it done, but it's probably going to be 5 minutes before it's due. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you are a planner and you do things in advance. So that's where you and I differ. We'll both get it done, but you're going to get it done first.
But that's why we both work together so well.
You think so?
I do, because so if I'm the planner, like you're used to just thinking on your feet, which
Definitely.
in day-to-day situations come up a lot.
Yes.
And you're just ready for it. Like you don't even, I've seen stuff hit you, like your photographer calling out on you and nobody else showing up. And you made something happen, right? Like you would have done selfies there if you had to.
I did, actually.
Did you? You should have.
Well, I had 20 minutes until anyone showed up.
And you got all dressed up. But so it's that kind of pivot, right? You did that. So, you know, there's something for everybody, but you're right. It does take a frame of mind and it doesn't really mean preparation. Like when you say commitment, like all that person had to do was just show up. Mm-hmm. Like it's not like they had to do homework beforehand. So you know what I mean? So commitment is there's a lot of versions of commitment.
It's funny you mentioned that, because when we set the appointment for the photo shoot, he had told me he was going to look at my website to get some ideas on some things that we could do that would fit into the website, right?
Yeah.
So obviously the homework that we did talk about
he didn't do
did not happen.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, I would say. But even without the homework, if he had just showed up,
yes,
that would have been better.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone had showed up, that
true.
would have been better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But just I've seen how when you don't keep a commitment, you basically have shown that person you're not important.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that's what it comes down to.
Yes, absolutely. Now, you know, the next day you and I had met that afternoon.
We did.
Okay.
We did.
And I go into this meeting with Jeffrey and I am like fired up because I had just had all that happen the day before. Then the next morning.
Oh, that's right.
The next morning, I had 3 meetings scheduled before Jeffrey.
Yeah.
2 out of the 3 meetings were no show, no call, no show. Completely like texting the person, hello, are we still meeting? Right? Now, one of them realized it when I guess their calendar popped up. So at the time of the meeting, they were texting me saying, oh, I'm so sorry, I completely forgot.
Got it.
I didn't see the text. I was on my computer. So I'm emailing them, like, just checking in. Are we still meeting?
Yeah.
Because we were doing a Zoom meeting.
Oh, got it.
Nothing. And then finally get an email back. Oh, so sorry. I thought you would see your text. The text that you sent like 2 minutes before the meeting?
At the time of the meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what's worse about that is that it was a Zoom call, though.
Yes.
Like, I've forgotten I had Zoom calls until 2 minutes before.
Right.
I was still on the Zoom call.
Right.
It's a Zoom call. That's the point.
Yeah. So then the next one was also a Zoom call. That was the one I had right before you.
Okay.
And nothing. I'm not getting calls, texts, anything. I'm on the Zoom call. I'm emailing. I'm texting.
Yeah.
Not getting any response back. Then like
that.
20 minutes later, after I've already said, well, I'm sorry it didn't work out. We'll have to reschedule for another time. Just let me know what works for you. You know, that kind of thing. Don't hear anything till like 20 minutes after our scheduled meeting time. Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you still want to do it? Okay, by this time I had already called you and been like, Jeffrey,
Let's go now. Yeah,
like,
let's go
where
now.
can we get the margaritas? Like, I'm so done with this. Yeah. So this is why I was fired up when I get into the meeting with you. And I'm like, you know what? This is what we're talking about for our podcast.
But it's surprising how often it comes up, because you and I sat there and swapped stories for a while back and forth. Because first of all, that is not the first time in the last, let's say, 3 weeks that you and I have had plans and the person before canceled at the last minute. So you called me and said, hey, can you meet me earlier?
Yes.
Which luckily I was able to last time too. But so it's not even just the most recent time. It was the time before that as well.
Right. I forgot about
that.
You're right.
That you had another appointment. Just no call, no show you. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And you're in sales, so you get this a lot, I'm sure.
It does happen a lot. But
here's what's funny is at our meeting that day.
Yeah.
I'm ranting about this. Like, I am like done. And Jeffrey, the positive Jeffrey is like, well, you know, I don't mind when it happens because I can get more done. Right? I'm like on a tangent.
I know.
And Jeffrey's over here like silver lining.
Well, because I never have time to catch up on emails and stuff. So when an appointment cancels, I'm like, this is 30 minutes or this is an hour. I'm knocking all of these out. I don't know. I have to try to be positive to keep from crying because because you know how it is. Like, how defeated do you feel after the third person doesn't show up to your meeting?
No, I feel like you and I should make a drinking game out of this. Or maybe just a standing drinking appointment, right? Whenever someone doesn't show up, we just get together and get the margaritas out.
You know, it happens so often that we're going to cause a problem for ourselves, though. I mean, we're going to be meeting up, like, on the daily, like, all right, It's time for a shot.
We'll do iced tea instead. We'll have an iced tea gathering.
Yes.
You don't love tea as much as I do, though, I don't think.
I do love tea.
Coffee, maybe?
Coffee, Long Island iced teas.
I thought we were trying to find an alternative.
Alternative. Gotcha. Sorry.
So, anyway, keeping commitments, getting back to our topic.
Well, no, but how important is that?
Very, very important.
When running a business, because you run a business.
Absolutely.
How important is commitments to you?
And I understand there are appointments that are not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I've sat through appointments I really didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
I've done commitments and really didn't want to be there. I get it. But I don't even think it's that. I don't think it's a conscious, I don't want to be there thing. I think it was just a failure to plan and be organized more than anything, is what I believe. What do you think?
Well, I mean, so for the one person, they said that they forgot until 2 minutes before. I mean, so they all three forgot on you. So
one of them didn't forget. She just had a family.
Oh, that's
thing.
right.
So at least she told me in advance.
Yes. So 2 people out of the 3 forgot.
Yes.
And so that's disorganization.
The 2 people the next day forgot. So that's 4 out of 5 that forgot.
That's just being disorganized, wouldn't it?
Yes, I agree.
And
calendars, people. Calendars.
So how do you keep yourself organized?
Oh, I live and breathe and die off my calendar. If it's not on my calendar, I will forget. And
happening.
I know that.
Yeah.
You know how many random things are on my calendar? Mm-hmm. Like random stuff. Yeah. Because I know it's not going to happen if I don't put it on my calendar.
I use my calendar the same way. And that's the only way it works. Because if I don't put it on my calendar,
Yeah.
I'm just going to forget. And you'll see me, like, as soon as somebody mentions something like, hey,
Yes.
can you send me?
Yes.
Or, hey, can we? I'm like, yeah, let me get my phone out. Because if it's not
Yes.
on my calendar, I have to put my bills on my calendar. Otherwise, I'll forget those too. So
Auto pay, Jeffrey. Auto pay. Auto pay.
I know.
I don't even bother with that. Just put it on auto pay, be done.
My point is, but you're right. You're 100% right. So being organized,
Yes.
keeping on top of it, because in the end, you don't want somebody to feel, first of all, like you felt.
Right.
Nobody needs to feel like lonely
Right.
donkey.
That's right. All alone.
Yeah.
No
Nobody
one
here.
cares.
Yeah. And then secondly,
Can we play that? We need to get a
we need
clip
to find
of that. Although we might have to play royalties or something.
I know, right? I do love that song though, and I do sing it often.
Do you really?
When I'm
Jeffrey,
being
it makes
dramatic,
me-
I'm like, I'm all alone. Yeah, it's hilarious. No, people get tired of it though. But but my point
Does that
is,
make you feel more alone?
exactly. But then you also felt like you were less important.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Like,
Of
then whatever
course.
they have going on.
Exactly.
And nobody, I mean, hopefully nobody's wanting to make you feel that way.
I don't think it was intentional,
Yeah. But
it
That's what
still
happened.
happened.
Yeah.
And it still doesn't give me excitement about working with any of those people again.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It
And
kinda
you
jades
probably
you.
won't.
Well, there in some cases it's employees, so yeah, I will
Well,
be.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's true.
But isn't that worse when you do it to your boss?
Yeah, I don't think I would do that. I mean, I don't miss any meetings with my
I
boss.
mean, yeah, exactly. And yeah, I mean, so the people that I can choose not to do business with anymore,
That's true. Yeah.
probably not going to be signing up for that again.
Well, and that's the angle I was thinking, right? So as somebody who has a small business, keeping your commitments is a big deal.
Yes.
Especially if you're trying to grow. And if you're not, then I guess that's nice. But if you're not keeping your commitments, you're not going to get follow-ups. You're not going to have people
Right.
returning you to do business with you. And they're not going to recommend you to their friends and family or anybody.
And I'll say this from an employer standpoint too, because we kind of touched on
Yeah.
this. I know the employees that I can count on. Mm-hmm. I have one in particular who she is so on top of things. I know, as much as I would love to think I'm on top of everything, she's on me about, oh, did you remember? I
Nice.
love that.
Nice, yes.
I love that because like I said, I can be a last minute person. So
Yeah.
I'm going to get it done, but it may be right there at the
Yeah.
last minute when it's due, right?
Yeah.
So I love the fact that she's there before that point just a reminder.
Yeah.
Love that.
That is
right?
awesome. Yeah.
So there is just this level of confidence with her. I have so much trust with her because I know she has it. I don't even know how she keeps herself organized, but somewhere she has things filed or organized so that she is on top of it and getting things done before they need to get done. Love that.
Yeah.
And as a business owner, anxiety level goes so far down with an employee like that because it's like, okay, I have this sense of peace with this
Yeah.
employee that I'm not in the back of my mind thinking, I probably need to check on that. Oh, I need to make sure to follow up on that. I don't have to do that with her. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Just gave her a raise. She is so valuable because of, a lot of reasons, but that right there is priceless.
Yeah, it is. It is, because that's not just not just having somebody that can do the job or will do the job, but that's somebody who you can just completely give something to and
Yes,
walk away.
right.
Which is peace of mind, which
Yes.
is worth
Peace
way
of
more.
mind.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, especially as a business owner. Peace of mind, you cannot put a price on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
You got enough going on.
So this is not only for a business owner and salesperson, this is for an employee. Keep your commitments.
Yeah.
And help others keep theirs.
Everybody should
It's
be.
huge.
Yeah, yeah. And work together, right? So like you said, you are not good at that. You're not good at preparing, right, and doing it. You like to do it. You like to do it in the moment, and that's your thing.
Well,
but you make
I'm
sure it
not
gets
good
done.
at preparing in advance.
Oh, okay. In advance.
I like to prepare on the fly.
But you still get it done.
I get it done.
My point
Yes.
is that no matter
I get
where
it
you
done.
are on that, you can still get it done
Yes. Yes.
on time
Yeah.
and be reliable.
So, but here's with the list that I was talking about earlier with the stuff that you and I were supposed
Yeah.
to do. and then you did both the lists. I feel like I failed my commitment to you,
No,
Jeffrey.
don't.
Because you got on top of it before me. I was like, dang it. You're making me feel like a slacker.
One thing just led into the other. Like I was doing my thing and your thing was there and I was like, oh, I'll just take a screenshot and write about it. It'll be fine. Like,
but this is one thing I really value and appreciate about you. So I want you to know that.
Thank you.
Because you have definitely, I have my trust in you that you're going to keep commitments. And that's so important, especially since you do payroll.
Oh.
That's a huge thing. I don't want to have any anxiety when it comes to my payroll or my client's payroll.
That's the last thing you should be worried about.
So I feel very confident in having you in charge of that.
Well,
so
thank you. Yeah.
I got to tell you that.
Yeah, thanks. Because payroll, especially when you're working with people's money, your employees' money, right? I mean, they're not volunteering just to be nice. They're there to get their money, and it's important to make sure that they get it on time.
Yes. Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little
slightly.
bit. Yeah.
I mean, not a huge deal, but...
You know, I mean, maybe they are volunteering. They just like spending time with you. Yeah, so...
Yeah, I'm sure that's it. Sure, that's it. They just love me that much. I wish.
Oh, man. No, but you're right. I'm sorry that you went through all that, like, in such a short amount of time.
So, I don't know what the answer is exactly, except be organized. I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Make sure to put reminders up, right? But I've noticed not everyone works that way, right? Because I have all my calendar digital. I have it on my phone. I have it on my computer. I have reminders that pop up. Not everyone seems to work that way, though.
You know, you got to do what's going to work best for you. Not everybody's brain works the same way. And so... Some people, that's what they need. Other people need to write it down. I find it both ways.
So maybe a written calendar. But whatever you do, you got to actually get it in there.
It doesn't matter if it's Post-its on your monitor. Like, whatever it takes, just make sure it gets done.
That gives me anxiety.
It gives me anxiety, too, because I've had Post-its walk away before.
Yeah, well, not only that, but... I can have a Post-it note sitting right there, like, do whatever, and ignore it completely.
But there's some people who do it, because I've seen it. You've met somebody that has Post-its, like, all around. And they get their stuff done. So, like, whatever it takes.
Okay.
Just get it done.
I just don't think that way. So that gives me anxiety.
It gives me
of all the things that could be missed because either the Post-it note got dropped or I just didn't look at it or whatever.
Exactly. So you need something that yells at you, like your calendar when it pops up and it's like, hey, do this. Gotcha.
Well, I mean, I have to look at my calendar every day.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get better about looking at it the day before because that always helps.
Why? Why does looking at it the day before help?
So that I can plan my day in advance, right? Think through the logistics of where I need to be when, right? Rather than doing it as it happens, which tends to be how it goes, right? One thing I can do on my end that I should have done when I got stood up by all these people is confirmed commitments the day before, right?
Yeah.
Confirm the appointment.
Absolutely.
Had I sent a text or email the day before to the photographer and said, just confirming our appointment, that would have gone very differently. If I had done that with the web designer, that would have gone differently, right?
It would have. It would have.
But I on principle don't feel like I should have to do that. No one has to do that with me.
You shouldn't. And I don't, right? We don't confirm with each other.
No.
We show up.
Yeah.
And we meet.
So,
but I know I can do that with you because I definitely confirm with other people.
Okay.
The morning of.
It's smart. It's smart, but I have this just inner conflict about why should I have to do it? Why should I have to spend my time babysitting you?
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it feels to me.
And that's what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, that is what you're doing.
Like, I don't feel like I should have to do that, but that's what it feels like. So, but at the same time, I get myself in these pickles because I don't.
Because you don't, yeah.
So it's a catch-22.
It is a catch-22, but there are some steps that you can take, like reaching out, sending text messages. If you are the one that send the calendar invite, you can also set You can set when the reminder will pop up before you send it.
Maybe that's what I need to do too, because I purposely don't include people on my invites typically.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
No. Because sometimes I like to change the time to give me breathing room. Okay, so I'll set like an appointment for 2 hours just so I block the time on my calendar and I don't plan anything after that. That does not mean that I want to meet with you.
Got it.
For 2. No, not you,
Yeah.
Jeffrey, because
No,
you
no.
and I easily eat meat for 3 or 4 hours at a time.
At least, yeah.
So I don't mean you as in
No, but I get
Jeffrey.
it. You're right.
But
But
in
that's how you
general,
organize your calendar.
I organize my calendar so I'm blocking enough time, but I don't want that person thinking
We're
that
gonna be
I
there
want
for
to
2
sit
hours.
with them for 2 hours. Because in most cases, I do not want to sit with you for 2 hours.
You're like, well, we're getting on the 30-minute mark. It's time to move on.
What are your ways of ending an appointment that you really want to get out of?
Well,
Now we're gonna share the secret.
yeah, I don't know if
Hopefully
I
no
should.
one-
I don't know if I should. Yeah, like who listens? Who's gonna hear this that I've done this to? That I'm worried about. No. So usually I just kind of. Well, it depends on the situation.
Okay.
If somebody is kind of, those people that just ramble and never give you
Yes.
a word in edgewise.
Uh-huh.
At those points, usually you just have to wait for them to get distracted. Right, like the waiter comes up and says something, or if I have to, like I'll just like hit my cup off the table and just let it shatter, and that way it can stop their train of thought, and I could say, "Oh, I need to clean this up," but at the same time, I also gotta go. So it's nice talking to you. Yeah, whatever it takes. I mean.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. So if you ever meet with Jeffrey and all of a sudden the glass goes flying,
This is gonna happen on
off
accident.
the table.
This is gonna happen on accident. Somebody's gonna think I did it on purpose now. They'll be like, I heard you say you do this. No.
Oh wow!
But we talked about this. I think that same day when you got stood up twice, we talked about what happens when you're in a meeting that takes too long.
Yes.
What do you do?
Oh boy, I'm trying to think now. What are my tactics? But you're right. Whenever you have someone that just is not giving you a word in edgewise,
Those are the worst.
And you're just waiting for the pause, right? And it's so awkward.
Yo, this guy's got to take a breath sometime.
And the only thing you're thinking about is, how can I get out of here?
Exit strategy. Exit strategy. Exit strategy.
It's like, okay, at some point I've got to intercept here to say, I need to go.
Yeah.
Those are the worst. They're the worst.
And how do you get out of them?
I'm still, I think, trying to come up with a strategy, but now I've got the cup strategy.
The cup thing works. The cup thing works.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, and here's one thing that I try to remember to do, but I often forget, is set the time at the beginning. Right?
I have a hard stop at.
Yes. That works beautifully
It
because
does.
then they're aware that you have whatever, right? 30 minutes. And it's usually 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe an hour, but you find a time that you've got to go to your next appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Let them know that at the beginning so that when that time comes, it's not like you're just trying to, which in some
and like
cases you
15
are.
minutes before, you need to start wrapping up, right? So you got to keep an eye on your phone or whatever
I
and
try
make
not
sure.
to do that.
Like, well, no. But I mean, like, if you have a hard stop, like, keep them accountable to that.
Well,
like,
most
hey,
of
like,
the
do we need to
time-
schedule something else?
Most of the time, my hard stop is fake.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. Like I told you, I block time, right? So that if it is going well, I have time.
You've hard stopped me so many
But-
times, Lindsay. No, I'm just
No.
kidding.
Jeffrey, none of this applies to you. I actually like meeting with
No,
you.
I know. I'm just playing.
We have fun.
Yeah.
We have fun.
But that's what that extra time is for.
yes.
I definitely do that, but I do that without putting it on my calendar. So I'll put space in between.
Okay.
I don't block it necessarily.
Okay. Now, sometimes I legitimately do have back-to-back meetings.
Yeah.
That does happen. I'm not saying it doesn't, but there's often times when it's just like, I just want to get out of here. There are so many better things I could be doing right now than listening to this.
Yeah.
So that's the best strategy if I can remember to do it. And oftentimes I forget and I'm like, crap.
Yeah.
I just forgot to do
Have a hard stop.
Yeah.
Can't go past.
Yeah. Can't go past this time. Gotta go. Got my
But then
next
if you're
thing.
having a good time, then you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, my next
Yeah.
meeting canceled on me,
Well,
man.
now, I don't lie. I don't lie, but usually if it's going well, you just let the time pass and no one notices.
Oh, got
you know
it.
What I'm
Okay,
saying?
so you're setting the expectation.
Yes.
But then you have the discretion to enforce it
Right.
or not. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. No, I like it.
It works well.
I mean, I'm going to try that because I've gotten stuck.
Yes. Yes.
I've gotten stuck a few times. Yeah, so it's super fun.
Do you remember how you and I initially interacted?
I do. Do you want to recap that?
Yes,
I remember
recap
the
it.
first few minutes of our conversation.
No, like before we met in person.
What do you mean? Like on LinkedIn? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you reached out to me on LinkedIn.
I did reach out to you on LinkedIn.
Isn't that weird?
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
But
When I think about it, I'm like, this is how it all started.
It's a LinkedIn
So I want you to
message.
tell me, because I've never asked you. Like, do you just randomly
No,
ping people on
I don't.
LinkedIn?
I don't.
How
Normally.
did you come about
So,
messaging me?
I was probably just trying to generate some new connections. So, I mean, I'm very active on LinkedIn. So, not that
too.
I'm not. I'm very active on LinkedIn. And so, when there's suggestions, but I don't remember if you were suggesting if I was looking for people that are in your industry specifically. So, it was one of those other.
So you like to network with the bookkeepers, I would
Yeah, of
imagine.
course. Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, there's obviously
so
a
do you type
synergy
in,
there.
Like,
Yeah.
bookkeepers?
Well, so what I have done is there's a Salesforce like Pro
Okay.
that you can pay for.
Okay.
That will give you access to. I mean, you can put in like the area that you're looking for, and you can break it down by industry, and then you can break it down by title.
Okay.
And so you can get very specific on what you're looking
So is
for.
that how you found me, or you
I don't remember. I think you were a friend of a friend, though.
Okay.
I think that we had a common connection, and I
Okay.
saw,
Okay.
that who you were and what you did, and I was like, oh, like let's connect. But did I
Okay.
message you first?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I sent you a message.
But here is the thing with me. I get messaged on LinkedIn. I'm sure you do
Yeah,
too.
all right.
All the time.
All the time.
So much spam.
So
on
what
there.
was my message that?
So the difference is that you actually wanted to meet. I will meet with anyone that wants to meet.
Got it.
You want to set up a meeting with me? Let's
Let's
go.
do it. Yeah. And you did. You accepted. I remember.
Absolutely.
You were like,
I will meet with
I'm
you.
going to be here at this time. Let's go.
Yeah, let's
It's
do
basically
it.
what you said. Yeah.
So if you message me and you start talking about your product or service, right, and start rambling about that, which I get that on LinkedIn all the time, ignore. I'm going to the next thing. If you message me and want to set up a call, ignore. Going to the next thing. I don't know.
Got it. So
I
it's
know.
reaching out and saying, hey,
I'd like
can
to meet.
we meet? Yeah.
Yes.
That makes a difference.
I will meet with you in person. I am not going to set up a call. I am not going to set up a Zoom. Like,
Yeah.
that just screams you're going to pitch me, right?
and really, and that's not the approach I take at all. My approach is very much like I have a lot of people. I network with a lot of people that are in the same industry as you, that are bankers, finance, whatever. And I don't do business with all of them. I am very much focused on building my network and being somebody that they can use, being
Yes.
valuable to them.
Yes.
And then business generates off of that. So my pitch probably, and I'm hoping it wasn't, but my message to you was probably just like, hey, I'm looking to network with people in my area. And we're in the same
We should-
industry.
Let's look.
Do you want to look
I'll
it up?
find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it probably was, and I think that's what appealed to me was it wasn't just a pitch. It was you wanting to connect and actually
And let's talk.
meet.
Yeah.
So that was very effective with me. I will do that all day, any day. I'm not going to get on Zoom with somebody.
Yeah.
Not gonna
Well,
happen.
because they don't show up.
Well, part of it, but you know what? To me, it screams that you're going to pitch me, and you may be able to find it faster than me. I'm like
Yeah, let me
scrolling
see
through
if I
all
can pull
these
it up.
spam messages trying to find you, but it screams that you want to pitch me, and it also says to me, I really don't want to invest much time in this, right?
They're not going to put in the effort to go and meet you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, I found it. By the way, you need to change your picture.
Yeah.
Your LinkedIn profile
should've-
picture. Look at this. I
love
don't
how
know.
you're
Can
calling
we
me out.
see? I don't
Oh, my
know. Can
goodness.
we see this on the camera? This is so sad. It's not even in focus. Like, I mean, even an iPhone has better. Like, what? Like, what is going on here?
You want to know what it is? Is I have just never gotten my hair to look like that ever again. And no, I'm just kidding. Like,
No.
makeup was perfect that day.
I feel like
hair
you
was
could take a selfie right now and it would be 10 times better
You
than what
should
you
have told
have.
me you were having a photo shoot. I would have went.
I should
I
have,
could have gotten
and
a
you
new
would have
headshot.
actually showed up.
I could have been in your picture.
Yeah,
I would have been
well,
on your company website.
I'm probably going to have to do another one, so I will invite
Just
you
let
next
me know
time.
and I will go.
I will. And okay, so you don't have payroll guru on here. You have human capital management guru.
Well,
so just,
that's the technical term of what I do.
Anyway, here's the
change
first message that Jeffrey sent, and we're so on such a big tangent.
No, this is good stuff.
Well, okay. It says, "Hi, Lindsay. I am always looking to expand my network with business professionals. Perhaps there's a partnership." I just noticed you misspelled partnership.
What did I say?
It is amazing that you got anywhere with this.
Partnership opportunity, it says.
Partnership. Let's connect. Okay.
Well, at least you know it wasn't a
was-
robot. I was typing.
That's
and
true.
I made a typo.
That's true. So that was whenever you sent the connection. Then once we actually connected, then you sent me a message saying, "Thank you for the connection. I would love to connect with you soon and see how we can partner. Do you have time for a meeting next week?"
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
That was what did it.
Let's meet.
Let's meet.
Yeah. And then what did you say? You agreed like immediately, right?
Let me
You
see what I said. We were focusing on you, but I said, "Hi, Jeff. Sure, you want to do lunch?
Yeah.
What area are you in?"
You even gave me a place.
Yes.
And we went.
Yes.
That's where I met
you. Zoe's Kitchen. Now we got on food. We're in trouble now.
you. Yeah. There we
Zoe's
go.
Kitchen.
I do love that place.
That's where we met.
That is
And
where
it
we
was
met.
awesome.
I remember meeting you there because I thought the restaurant was closed. Remember?
No, I don't remember that.
I was like a few minutes late to our meeting because I walked
You
up
were
to the door.
late?
I was. I
You're
walked up to
usually-
the front door and it was locked.
Oh, wow. So
And I
then
had
you
to go
locked one of
around
doors.
to the to-go or on the
okay.
side door, which is probably the one you went in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
don't
I was
remember
late to
that.
our first meeting and you didn't call
I
me
didn't
out.
even
Yeah.
notice. Which at that point I didn't know you,
that's
so
true.
maybe I just thought that was part of your
My
shtick.
to be
He's
late.
always late. No. Normally Jeffrey is very, very punctual.
I try to be sometimes, but it needs to be the exception, not the rule, right?
Yes,
like sometimes
very
things
much.
happen,
Yes.
and you run a few minutes late.
But I just wanted to point that out, that you actually wanted to make a connection. And so automatically I can see this is a person that's willing to invest time, right? And it's an indicator, not necessarily a 100% indicator, but it's an indicator that this is a person that's probably got more of an abundancy mindset that isn't just about sales, but more relationship based.
Yeah.
So I will always go for that far more than I'm going to go for any of the other crap that I get all the time on LinkedIn.
Well, and I think that does. I mean, if we're going to tie this up with keeping your commitments,
Okay.
right? Because you're right. Like the people that send those messages, like you can tell they're blasting out. They're
Yes.
sending out robots. They're
Yes.
sending out whatever, copy paste,
Right.
however they're doing it all. And you can tell that they're there just to do a quick transaction. I'm going to come in,
Yes.
I'm going to show you whatever, and then I'm
Right.
never going to talk to you again.
Right.
And those are not the people that you necessarily want to work with.
No.
Because they won't call or they won't show up or
Yes.
they're just there because you're another number. And those
Right.
are not the kind of people that are going to consistently keep up their commitments to you.
That's right.
And your clients, because your situation's different, because it's not just that you're signing up for payroll for yourself and you're, and then if it's wrong and if it's bad, then, oh man, I messed up and I have to do it myself. No, these are your clients. And really, even though they know we're not the same company, it's still a representation of you. So you got to make sure that you're doing that.
So I could see you being the person that even if you left this company pay entry,
Yeah.
years down the road, I could still call you and Jeffrey, help me out here. And you
People
would
do.
Still, I was going to say you left
Absolutely.
because you left a national payroll
left a
company.
national company.
So I was about to ask, do you still help people that are with that other company?
I do.
I knew it.
I do. Yeah, so like specific weird things. So not necessarily like system stuff anymore, but definitely like payroll related. Hey, this tax does this, or this does this, or, how do I help this person sign up for this ID?
Do these
Very
customers
much.
even know that you don't work there anymore?
They don't. Absolutely not. It's really funny that you told me that because literally, I think it was on my way to go meet you last week. I was on the call for like 30 minutes on my drive because he had gotten notices and stuff and his workers' comp audit didn't go through and he was just a mess. And he called me and he's like, hey, you're the only person that answered. I need your help. And so he emailed me everything and I'm telling him exactly what to do. And I actually need to follow up with him today to see how it went. But yeah, absolutely.
This is why,
Absolutely.
one of the reasons why I love you, Jeffrey.
Well,
it's like you're going to help people, even if you get nothing out of it. You are there for them, which is amazing.
I just like to be helpful. And you know, like I've said before on your show, is that I just know a lot of this stuff about payroll that's absolutely useless unless I get to put it out there in the world. So give me the opportunity to use what I've learned.
Yeah, can you learn photography so I can just have you do my headshots too?
I mean, if you rent the equipment, I'm pretty sure I will figure out how to take an excellent picture.
Good to know. I'm just going to start giving you all the business for everything I do.
I mean, I'll figure it out. That's the thing.
At least I know you'll show up. At least you will show up. Yes.
You know, I was actually just listening to, it might have been a podcast or it might have been or another show or something, but this person, and it might have been one of these famous people like Gary Vee or Grant Cardone or something like that, but they were talking, it's not hard to be successful right now. It's really not difficult to be successful right now. And what he was saying is like, and he gave the example of construction workers, and he said, you know, if you do construction and you show up to give a bid, you're already ahead of 50% of the people.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because you just showed up to give the bid.
Yes.
Then if you show up to do the job on time, well, now you're ahead of 80% of your competition. And then if you finish the job on time, you're probably one of the only ones in your area that actually does that. And that was all because of commitments. And right now, in our economy and in our current situation, I truthfully believe that it doesn't take much to be successful because the business is there.
Yes.
There's people that need
Yes.
services.
They're desperate.
And people aren't showing up.
Yep.
And it happens so much. Like we've mentioned, I mean, these are all business owners. Like those 4 appointments that you had in 2 days were all business owners, right?
Well, no.
No, one was an employee.
Yes.
So 3 of them were small business owners. My point is that 3 out of 3 small business owners that you had meetings with didn't show up.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
There's
You're
an
right.
opportunity here.
Absolutely.
If you know,
Absolutely.
if you have a skill, get out there and do it. And show up.
And especially if you don't have that business yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
What is that saying about you that you can't even make the appointment
Yeah.
to talk about the business?
It's absolutely true. It's
not a
absolutely
good
true.
sign.
Yeah.
Not a good look.
Yeah. And in my world, and I'm sure you've had the same situation, I've had people, you know, switching over to my service or calling me back. I might have had a sales call and they decided I wasn't the best fit for them, but then I'm the only one that called back.
Yep.
And so they're calling me and they're like, all right, let's figure out how we're going to work this out.
Follow-up is huge.
And it's just, I mean, but that's all. It's just calling
Yes.
and keeping up or meeting them in person. So I remembered that and I've repeated that several times to people that like want to do something or want to grow. And I'm like, now's the time.
Yeah.
Keep your commitments, be organized, get out there and you'll
You are
do
all
it.
those things. You're like the epitome of what you're preaching right now. Like you have sent me an email. You know that email you sent me with all the bullet points of all the people I've sent you? Because I've sent.
Oh,
I mean, you're
yeah,
just like my
yeah.
go-to. Like you need payroll services. Here's Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Right. In some cases, it's clients. In some cases, it's someone I've barely met.
Yeah.
Somebody I've networked with, or just whatever reason I found out that they needed payroll services, and
Yeah.
I made the introduction. So a lot of these situations, I completely forgot that I sent them to you, but you sent me these bullet points of all the people I've sent you and what was going on with each one of them. I was like, this is amazing. I love it. People I had completely forgotten about. Jeffrey is on it.
and you know what? That's a really good point. So people love those updates.
Yes.
Like that's part of your commitment.
Yes.
So even if you are that construction person, right? Like, hey, here's your update. Here's what's going
Yes.
on. Like, you know, it's that communication is key.
Yes, absolutely. And I've
Absolutely.
been preaching this to my staff, so I need you to help me.
Let's do it.
You can come to my staff meeting
We'll
next
do it.
time.
I will. It wouldn't be the first time.
Because that is something I have constantly been reiterating. Communication. Even if it's not necessarily good news, we need to be communicating no matter what's going on, good or
Especially
bad.
if it's bad news, though.
Or
Like,
if
just
it's
face it.
maybe nothing really is going on.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's just business as usual, but let's communicate that, you know?
Some of those updates I gave you were that exactly,
Yeah.
right? Like, nothing's really come of it yet,
Yeah.
but I didn't forget.
Right.
They're
You
still
did
there.
not forget.
And yeah, so it's very important. You're right.
Yes, absolutely. So I've ranted for a while now and gotten off on other tangents. So anyway,
It was
if we
good.
could sum this up in one sentence, keep your commitments. Stay organized.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Just keep your commitments.
All right. How can people reach you if they need payroll services?
They can call me at my phone number, which is 214-551-4650, or they can email me at jgonzales with an S at payentry.com.
So last time you gave your number, I told people to spam you. Did anyone spam you?
You know what? I did get a couple weird
you?
messages.
Did
Was that
you?
because of you?
Maybe.
Just like weird memes.
I would take a strange amount of satisfaction in knowing that I caused people to spam you.
All right, so if anybody spams me as a result of this podcast, they need to say,
Yes.
this is from
say.
Lindsay.
And I need some kind of commission, I feel like, for this. Not only for, well, I'm gonna place the tattoo.
Yeah.
So that can be
I'm going to
my
have to make some
commission.
restrictions on location, apparently. I didn't know that you were going to go for the face tattoo. Although I should have known.
All right. Anyway, we'll reel it in now. This is Lindsay Kline with Kline. Honest, accurate bookkeeping performed on time. You can reach us at info@sakline.com or our website at sakline.com, SAKLINE.com. Until next time, have a great week, everyone.
By the Books is presented by Kline. Honest, accurate bookkeeping performed on time. For more information on Kline services or to get a hold of Lindsay, visit sakline.com or email info@sakline.com.
The information provided on this website and podcast does not and is not intended to constitute legal advice. Instead, all information, content, and materials available are for general information purposes only. Information provided by Kline may not constitute the most up-to-date legal or other information. Listeners should contact their attorney to obtain advice with respect to any particular legal matter and should refrain from acting on the basis of this information without first seeking legal advice from counsel in the relevant jurisdiction. Only your individual attorney can provide assurances that the information contained herein and your interpretation of it is applicable or appropriate to your particular situation.